Hey everyone, it's John Moncrief, and today I want to talk to you about helping your employees through this difficult time that we're in at the moment and helping them stay engaged and productive while they're at home. Now, today I'm joined by Sinem, my partner. We live together here in London, and like everybody else in the city and around the world, we are homebound. We're under lockdown. So I've been observing how Sinem works. Sinem's the Global Technology Director for a consumer goods company. And for a long time, she's worked with remote teams around the world, from India to northern parts of Canada. And as we kind of go into this very, very unfamiliar, scary time, we're navigating a kind of change curve where, initially we're all enthusiastic about working from home, and we're talking about not having to go on the commute anymore, getting up, being able to keep our pajama bottoms on and just kind of put a top on and do the makeup. And then suddenly reality sort of bites, and we realize that there's kids and animals and family all over. We're trying to run Zoom calls, concurrent Zoom calls, and there's children learning to do doing online work, Netflix going down in the basement. Maybe you've got a teenager who's a future YouTube influencer. But all of these things sort of new things are cropping up, and you've got to deal with them, and it starts to get frustrating. So we thought about how to help business owners and their employees who are working from home. We've come up with 6 ways of dealing with things. So first off, you had a routine in the past, and where did you start?
So I started with myself. You know that old saying, you have to put on your mask before you can help others put on theirs. So how can I actually help my family, my partner, my friends, my team if I don't understand where I am in that change curve? So what I did was I started by replacing the old routines that I had with the new routines, because until 2 weeks ago I was doing Pilates, one-on-one instructor twice a week, and enjoying dinner dates with my friends, and that's not possible anymore.
No,
so
it changed overnight.
Exactly. So I had to replace those routines with newer routines, and I start my day with meditating. I use Headspace, as I always did, and now I use Down Dog for yoga, so that I can have a home practice and I can start my day fresh. I also built in connecting with my family, as they are based in Istanbul, with my parents as a part of my routine. And we check in the morning. I make sure that they are feeling okay, so that I can start my day in the right place. So I try to stick to my morning routine. Again, I do my makeup, I take my shower, I put on my earrings.
Wear your pajama bottoms in.
Not really, but I do have leggings sometimes. But again, I can actually get in the work environment, but in my home life.
So I think what I've observed is that as a leader, you've got to take care of yourself first. You're leading a team, or you're running a business. You need to look after yourself and make sure your head's in the right place. And a lot of these apps are offering free sessions now. True. So if you haven't got into meditation or mindfulness or yoga, you can do it from home. And now's a great time to kind of get your head to where it needs to be.
Absolutely. And actually, there are a lot of people who are also offering on Instagram Live or Instagram TV, even Breathworks, exactly. So we actually go do Breathworks once a week. And the Breath Guy, for those of you who want to follow the Breath Guy, now he's offering online sessions actually every day. So you can actually take advantage of all those in the new world.
We'll put all those links in at the bottom. Mm-hmm. So the next thing, you've now got yourself sorted out. We kind of move on to looking after the team, I guess. And how have you handled that, and where have you started there?
So again, as scary it is for us, it's equally scary probably for our team. So what I did was, again, I made sure that my teams were given enough time and space to figure out their own home new working environment.
So getting comfortable,
Correct.
kind of just settling into the new environment. I think I
Exactly.
mentioned to you, I saw a tweet from WP Engine, the partner manager, the other day. His company, WP Engine, had delivered a desk to his door, making sure he's settled. I think, doing things like that for your team, your employees.
Absolutely. I think that's fantastic, really, to hear that. And also sharing resources, what you found online or what you are putting in place, just sharing them with your team so that they can actually maybe incorporate some of those in their new work environment. And recognizing that each of your team members will require a different kind of flexibility.
We've got
And
different routines, children,
Absolutely.
different things going on.
Absolutely. So making sure that maybe letting them determine their own schedules, working hours, as well as their practices is the best way to help them become productive and effective in this new world.
And that kind of leads into our next point, which is around being supportive and I guess sort of being there for the team. Just they're going to be people who kind of fit into this environment. There's also going to be people who don't fit into the environment or going through some real challenges and need to be able to raise a hand and speak up.
Yeah.
Have you had any experiences or thoughts in that area? But it's just kind of being open to it and leaving your...
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think my team and I are just figuring this out together, because what we are finding out is everybody is at a different stage in that change curve, and we all need different things. While some people may be incredibly comfortable working from home, the others might be missing their colleagues, missing the office environment. So making sure that you just have an open communication and you're just checking in with everyone daily, or again twice a day or 3 times a day, however many times they need.
So the same way you're anxious about your parents in Istanbul and I'm about mine in South Africa, we got to open up and be supportive and
Absolutely.
be there for them. And I think, again, as a leader or as a business owner, this is probably one of the difficult things to do. Your office is the place where people come to do their work and get things done. You're probably having to be a little bit more supportive than you usually are at the moment. And
True. In a different way, maybe.
In a different way.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads nicely into our 4th point, which is around maintaining social interactions. So I've seen things pop up in the calendar. I've seen Sinem set up sessions with their team where they're having a gin and tonic. So maybe tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing to keep those social interactions alive.
Sure. Sure, absolutely. I think this is the fun part because, again, social interactions are essential. That's a part of our regular routines every day. When we are in the office, we can have a little bit of a banter, by the coffee machine, or we have a bar on site, so we can actually go for happy hour. Now that we are all home-based, I try to schedule recurring meetings. When I call them meetings, it's really just set aside for social time. I have a global team, so I have team members who are based in Singapore, India, all the way to America and Brazil. And what we did was twice a week we have coffee breaks. And again, it's all optional. If you want to drop in, you drop in. If you want to drop out, you drop out. It's our time to get socialized with each other. And the second thing that we did...
It's not to force it, is
no,
what you're saying.
absolutely. It's not forced.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's an optional come in, get in. And I remember you saying that initially some people kind of get involved and some it took a bit of time to get used to.
Yes, I think, again, people were just telling me, I have another meeting, so I can't make it. And when you assure people that it's just optional and it's their time or our time to reconnect, they're just realizing that this is not a meeting. It's just time set aside for us. And then the second thing that we did...
The more fun one.
Yes, the more fun one that's becoming really popular at the moment is every Thursday we have a virtual happy hour. So this is actually we just had our 2nd week. It definitely got more and more popular and becoming a gin and tonic or...
Afternoon.
Exactly. Whiskey evening. But at 5 p.m. every Thursday we get together and we set aside an hour or hour and a half to talk about how we're feeling and how everything is going.
And you're saying the relationship's a lot deeper. I think you're talking about sort of masks coming down.
Yeah.
There are children in the background. There are dogs, there are husbands, there are wives, there's partners. You know, we're all there.
Yes.
But we're connecting at a deeper level, funnily enough, virtually. And,
Absolutely.
And you folks are talking about involving
our partners, our
in-
families, our kids, because it's a great opportunity. I mean, in the office, unless you bring your kids to office day, which is again, it's a set up day usually. This is very much, we are in people's homes and we can be as close as they want us to be.
Yeah.
And as open as we would like
This
to
is
be.
getting really personal.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so number 5 on our list, right, is to take advantage of the tools and the apps that are out there already. Many of you have probably used tools like Zoom and GoToMeeting for webinars, meetings with clients, but now's the time to really take advantage of Zoom, Teams, WhatsApp, Quip, Dropbox, Slack, Jira, all of these tools that you have at your disposal, and to get your team onto them, to using them, and to sharing and collaborating using them. You might think that these are all things that you've been doing before, but CNM's company's done something really interesting as well in that space. Maybe tell us a little about what you've done. Your folks have gone the extra mile with Zoom.
Yes, they have actually. Our company, again, really knows that it's a very stressful period of time for everyone. So they have actually allowed all the employees to connect with their families and friends using Zoom outside of working hours. So again, it's a great way of bringing numerous people
together. That whole social connection.
Exactly. So,
get your parents on,
yeah.
Get your friends on. I mean, a little while ago, I don't know whose Zoom you used, but you threw a birthday celebration for me where we tied in folks from Denmark, folks from the UK, folks from South Africa, and celebrated my birthday using Zoom. Was it your work account?
It was my work account. It was someone else's work account, but
Before that.
now I can actually use my work account.
And then finally, number 6 is all about embracing a new way of working. And it's not just a new way of working. It's taking this time to really improve your business. I mean, many of us have been through economic downturns before. And the reality is that we do recover over time, and we will recover from this one as well. The question is, what you take away from this, and whether you come out a better leader, a better business owner on the other side. And I think that's the opportunity here. And starting with exploring ways of helping your employees through putting in place guidelines, standard operating procedures, systems, so that they can run the business almost while you're not there. And I talk a lot about running a business or building a business that can run without you and that can thrive without you. Now's the perfect opportunity to do that. Take a step back, work on your business, put the systems in place, put the procedures in place, put the guidelines in place that help your employees make the decisions they need to make when you're not down the hall or sort of available in the office space. By doing that, you're effectively creating a business that can start to run without you. And the way of testing this usually is go on a vacation, come back, see what went wrong, and fix it. You're now in that situation, so you might as well be doing it anyway. And it's kind of like every cloud has its silver lining. That's the silver lining in this. Start building a business that is valuable, that's profitable, that runs without you because you've put the systems in place and you invested in them. So, thank you very much for coming on and doing this with me. I know it's the first time and I really appreciate it. I know we've had some sound issues along the way and we've had to redo this one. So
Thank you.
Thanks very much. If you are watching on YouTube or wherever you're watching, put your comments in below. Subscribe to the channel. The button's up there somewhere.
So we can answer all the questions.
We'll answer the questions.